go ahead and turn it just a little bit more to your right, right about there. Let's shoot that. And you can see it's going to go across there and start falling off. And what I'm trying to accomplish, let's just fire that off here. So what you'll see is, yeah, it's going to be plus, it'll probably be about a +2 in the upper left corner, and it'll fall down to probably about a minus, I don't know, -1 or 2 down in the lower right-hand corner. Yeah, so we've killed our histogram on the upper left because we didn't.
We can dial this.
We can knock it down, but you get the idea. So the gradation works pretty well, and you can also do it this way. Go ahead and turn it flatter to the background. More. Keep going. Right about there. So now let's do it that way, Britt, and watch the fall off now. So as I come back here, I'm going to see. Right there, I'm going to have a little bit of a gradient from the right, but you're going to see the gray peek in on the lower right corner because the color's not reaching that area. Okay? Now, here's what we've done so far. We're talking about single colors. Now think about mixing colors. So you start mixing colors, you can get some pretty fun things happening. You've got to be a little bit careful because when the colors aren't focused and they aren't on black, they're not hitting something that's not contaminated. Sometimes the colors will mix together into a muckety-dung, ugly, meshed up mess. But as long as that backdrop appears as black first, and I got very concentrated, separate bursts, I got great different colors.
And Tony, along those same lines, Eugenio and the Freeminder both wondering what the best color background is to play with gel coloring. Does it work better on a white one, black one? I know this one is kind of a mottled gray.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have color, it doesn't matter. White. Here's the thing about the white. With a white background, it's really difficult to make it go black before you begin. But when you do make a white background go black, it reproduces the color so much quicker and easier and with less power. Yeah.
Just hold a black behind there, and we'll see. Want to shoot this with the black back there and see what happens.
Oh, so you can see so you can see what the density is. So I don't know that from that angle it's going to show a lot, but it might. Let me try one. Let me zoom in.
I'll angle it a little bit.
Here we go. In fact, I'll zoom up. I'll move in and just crop out your arm a little bit, John. Here we go. Good. Yeah. So you're going to start to see a little bit of the model shape of the wrinkles of the fabric, but it's kind of a cool look. But you can see how it starts to pick up the tonality of that color real easily. Yeah, so the thing is, so much of this is just getting in and testing and playing. You know, you can create a whole sample book for your clients of just testing colors that you can then present to your clients and show them some of the things that are possible. Yeah.
And just to follow up, can you clarify for Pink Caterpillar what you mean by making the background black, go black when it's white?
Yeah, yeah. So a white piece of paper will go black if you don't put light on it. Okay, so this is the first observation. In this environment today, in this studio with all these lights on, I can't make this white wall go black. But I can when I'm not with all of this. And the idea is set your main light and your accent light up in such a way that they do not touch that background paper, that white paper or that white wall. It has to appear in your first test shot, it has to appear as black, D-max. Does everybody know what I mean by D-max? There's D-max and D-min. D-max is the maximum density of black you can get. And that was an old leftover term from film days. D-max means it's black, no density. If I can make that white piece of paper appear as D-max, as black, oh man, then when I turn color on, I get color that is just stunningly beautiful. But to do that, it's hard to do it in a small studio. It's impossible with an umbrella. It's possible with this. It's even better if I have the grid for this, or if I've got a small softbox and a grid for that. All of it gets better. But think about it. What does a white piece of paper look like in a closet with no light on? It's black. Right, so find a way to make that white wall or that white backdrop go black, and then when you introduce color, the color comes back so easy. It's great. It's really great. We're going to do a shot in the next session where we're going to do something sort of like that, where I'm going to be on the white brick wall, and I'm going to make that go as dark as I can get away with. And then I'm going to introduce color, and I'm going to reflect that into a piece of black plexiglass, so it's going to get kind of funky.
Awesome. Very
Yeah.
excited to see that.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
you can do it. That's the old trick. How do you make a white piece of paper go black? Don't put light on it. You know, with enough light, you can make a black piece of paper go white, and I can certainly make a white piece of paper go black. So now, when you make the black piece of paper go white, I don't want to be in the room when that thing fires off. You know, no more children. You know, but things get nuked. But seriously, it's all about control. I mean, it's all about just paying attention and thinking it through. Now, what I want to do back here is, John, I want to pull off that reflector head.
Okay.
And let's put that red back up. But I want to put the red in. I just want to lay the red. Now, we've purposely left the modeling light off back here on this light, so that this light's not hot anymore. So now this light is cool. Now I'm going to lay this gel right over the flash tube and right over the modeling lamp. But it's not going to burn because it's off. So the modeling light is off, but the flash tube is still going to fire. So if we can pull it over and tape down all 4 corners, then we will get no dog ears on it. And then the idea here is I'm going to try to create a burst behind her of light, just a quick, rapid fall off burst. Now here's an interesting thing about working with light on the backgrounds. The closer my light source is to the backdrop, the more rapid the fall off, the more rapid the transition. Okay? So if I want a really tight burst that's bright and then it just falls off to dark, then I want that light really close to the backdrop. But if I pull it away a little bit, then the burst is a little more of a gradient. So now if I pull it back far enough, then I evenly illuminate the background again. So it depends on my exact placement of that head as to where that thing's going to fall off. So we're going to look at a couple of different options here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a pretty neat look. Interesting thing about these gels, you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble with gels on backgrounds because while they don't look like it, those little ears that stick out, sometimes you'll be on an incident angle to that, and that's just enough of a highlight to bounce into that, turn, and come right into your lens and give you a little flare. It's like, where did that flare come from? It came from a gel. And you might not know that at first. So, and if you don't have John to help you out. Okay, so here's what I want to do. John, I want to put that baby right up against the background. I want to put it like right up in there. Go ahead and move. Come up this way a little bit more, right there. And another half step. There you go. There you go. There we go. And again, one of the other tricks, Russ, for your reader there, for your watcher, for your viewer, to help keep that and make that background, that white background go black, is the further you can move your client and your light source, your main light, further away from the background, the better. And if you can't get your white to go completely black, well then put a gray up. And the gray you can get to go completely black. If you're only going to buy one background and you're going to try to do this kind of a technique, then get a gray, get a medium gray, because it's easy to make it go black and it's easy to make it go white with enough light on it. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah, you want to do
We've
that?
moved
Yep.
everyone here. 5.6.8,
Okay.
2.8.4.
5.6.8 is 7.1, right? Okie dokie.
6.371. Yep.
How much is that one?
Back one is 4.0.
How far out is it 4.0?
What's that?
How far over is it for 4.0?
I think it was about. That's 2.8.5.
Oh, great. Here's what we're going to do then. I hate to do this real quick, but can we get a shorter light stand really fast? Or do we have one that's...
I'm not sure if we have a shorter.
Okay,
What
well
do you
then
wanna do?
we'll deal with this just like it is then. I just want to get this as low as I can. I want to hide
Well,
it.
that'll go down about 8 inches. And I can hold it.
I just want to put it behind her and try to have her hide the light.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if
Sorry.
that's much shorter.
Don't you hate it when your instructors start changing things and getting new crazy ideas?
That's just about the lowest.
Come on, come on. There we go. Great. Okay, so now we'll put her back in place and we'll get this thing right behind her and I'll position it for you. Okay, so move it over. There you go. And now, just go straight back to the background, like within 4 inches of the background. There you go. There you go. There you go. Now you're cooking. My dear, let's move you that way, just that much. Right there. Perfect. 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 Nobody moves. Nobody moves. Nobody moves. Everybody ready? Oh, this is good. What was our main reading here? 7-1. Yeah, I got it.
7-1.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Woohoo! You're going to love this burst. I'm just telling you. So you see the little, oh, I'm a little hot on her face. Sorry. Let me reshoot that.
Yeah, so
And then close up that gap on that side, John.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just need more tape.
And I'm going to close you up just a little bit right here. Yeah, let me let him do that real quick. So what's happening there is some white light is slipping out of that little dog ear. And so that does happen. So you just need to kind of watch for that kind of stuff. All this stuff that we're doing here, I'm trying to go through pretty rapid fire. These are all little techniques that I would spend a pretty good amount of time to make sure we get them really exactly right. So when we're shooting with the client. So let's try that again. That's great right there. Don't move. Good. Good, good, good. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. You're going to like it. I'm telling you. The trick here is, and let me lower our main light a little bit. The trick here is, as usual, the trick is to make sure that what you're seeing and what you're getting is predictable results. You're getting what it is that you want, and you're not being stuck getting something that you didn't have an idea about. Bring your head around this way a little bit more. Yep, right there. Great. And your eyes right in here. Good, good, good. Perfect, right there. That's going to be nice. I like this one a lot. This is our keeper, probably, right here. And I think her eyes look a little better, a little more fresh. What do you think? I mean, this is kind of a fun thing to do, right? From a background that's pretty normal and neutral, that gives us a lot of options. And then, of course, that burst effect, the closer you move it, the more fall off it becomes. And then you start backing it up, and then it becomes less of a burst. Yeah, question?
Would you be able to use the same technique without the gel to just create kind of a neutral vignette?
You want to try it?
Sure.
Let's try it, shall we?
Yeah.
Just pull that off, and you're going to have to power that light. What powers that light on now?
It's at 2. We can go down one more stop from
Okay, you're going to have to take it down one more, and then I'll go up on this side. So that's how I'll compensate. You go down one, I'll go up one. So that'll get us back to neutral. So then I'll close down one here, and he went down one there. Right? So if I close down one here, there we go. So let's try this again. Here we go. Here we go. This should be a nice burst, nice effect, nice face, nice girl. Beautiful burst. Here we go. Pink. Same density, but a different aperture. Get the idea? Think like a photographer. How silly is that statement? You got to think like a photographer. Okay, so for me, these kind of controls, working with that like that, and these bursting things, I do a lot of that stuff. I do that a lot in the studio. I love this look. So I kind of go out of my way to find reasons to do that. So what I'd like to try next, let's do this. Let me do one more thing on this background, and then we're going to swap and bring out the steel door. Let's do this. Let me move this so you can see what I'm doing. Let me move this to that side. So one of the things that I identified a while back is I really like a draping effect to my backgrounds. I like almost being on stage, and it's almost draping a curtain effect. And so what I kind of figured out a pretty easy way to do that. At first I thought, well, I didn't know how to do it. And I finally figured out if you grab your background, you're like 2/3 down, and just start rolling it up, kind of like this. You see what's happening? Look right across there. You see what's happening? You get the idea? So you can start creating this draping effect. Now, and the draping effect, it's going to greatly depend on what you do. I'm going to need somebody to hold this because under an ideal situation, I'd have some more slack up on top. So I'll just get you to hold that for me. It's not going to clamp very well. But under an ideal situation, if you think about this, remember how size of your light source relative to its distance has all to do with the edge of your shadows and the softness of the highlights. Okay, great. So if I want those shadows to be hard edged, I need a pretty hard edged light. If I need them to be soft, I need a pretty big light. So what I think I'll do here is, John, let's grab it. Let's try making them start up here. So let's try rolling it up. You got to kind of do the roll. You got to do the roll action. Let's see. Let me pull this light out of the way, and I'm going to bring this guy over, and we'll light this from the top corner down.
I'm still getting too tight.
Are you? Yeah, here,
how
let
do
me,
you roll it?
here, let me get over here, let me show you. As you roll, you got to pull up from the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, just hold that knot right, just like that.
Got
You
it.
got that?
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to bring him down. And this is one of those instances, because once I get this in place, I don't want to keep taking this thing up and down and it's wasting everybody's time.
You're
So
at 1-0 right now.
I'm going to go ahead and put that at 2.0 right now, and then I'll adjust everything to match this. That's the easy way to do that.
And Tony, just a confirmation for, who was it, M Design in
Yeah.
the chat room.
Yeah.
What size is the backdrop? And that is a White House backdrop,
It's
correct?
10 wide by 8 high. It's 10 by 8. They don't make any that are long enough to do big, long, full-length sweeps. They're all 10 by 8 or 6 foot by 8 verticals. So the 10 wide, for me, this works really great. And what I've done at home is they also make floors. They make these really great photographic floors. And there's tons of designs of floors, and they're made out of mouse pad material. So they're rubber and spongy, and you can walk on them, and they last forever. So what I'll do is I'll butt up a floor up against the bottom of a backdrop, and then I'll put trim. I buy trim from Lowe's, or they're real cheap. And I've got 2 clamps on either side. You just clamp that to the bottom of the background. So it looks like I'm in a room design. I'm in a room set. It's really pretty great. So I'm just going to spin this around, and you can see that draping effect. And the more I move this closer to John, the more the shadows are going to be more pronounced, because they're going to be falling down more. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Duh, I'm about to have a wreck. Here, I'll get above it and come down. There we go. You okay?
Yeah.
Yep, great. Okay, so. Oh, I need to turn off that other light. You guys almost let me screw this up, and it was going to be Tony 0 again. And you guys were going to let me do it. All right. Let me get up here a little bit. There we go. There we go. Beauty. Back up just a little bit. So I can see that. Good one. Good, 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 good. Turn your head a tiny bit this way and your eyes at me. Great. Right there. Beauty, beauty, beauty. I don't know if it's something that you like. I don't know if it's something that you want to do. What I do know is that it gives you more options. And you put a red gel in there in that box, and all of a sudden I've got a red velvet curtain, you know? And you can really make it come to life. I think that's a little bit darker than I would want it, so I would probably work on this a little bit and get more light on it.
Can you dial that down?
Yeah, I would do that. I don't want to take the time to do it now, but you can get the idea. By dialing down my main light 1 stop and then open up 1 stop, the background will get brighter by 1 stop. It's just going to save me from having to get up there and power it up. I don't want to waste the time doing that, but you guys get the idea. I think my job today is throw as many ideas at you as I can instead of getting one idea and just keep working it until it's perfected. I don't want to waste everybody's time with that. Let's just keep going with ideas. But I hope this is the kind of stuff that people are hoping that they get from this.